Hello and welcome. The topic for this session is Clause 11 of Form 3CD. Clause 11 of Form 3CD requires tax auditor to state whether books of accounts are prescribed under Section 44 AA. If yes, list of books so prescribed. Clause B. List of books of accounts maintained and the address at which the books of accounts are kept. In case books of accounts are maintained in a computer system, mention the books of account generated by such computer system. If the books of account are not kept at one location, please furnish the address of locations along with the details of books of accounts maintained at each location. Clause C. List of books of account and the nature of relevant documents examined. Now, what is the observation of Taxation Audits Quality Review Board in respect of Clause 11 of Form 3CD? For companies, no books of accounts have been specifically prescribed under Section 44 AA of the Income Tax Act 1961 and or under Rule 6F of the Income Tax Rules 1962. In some cases, yes was reported, while no should have been reported under this clause. In various cases, location of maintenance of books of account was not reported, while the same is the requirement of the format as well as the guidance note on tax audit under Section 44 AB of the Income Tax Act 1961. Also, the fact that the books of accounts are maintained in a computer system was not reported in many cases. The various other relevant documents examined, such as bills, vouchers, receipts, debit notes, credit notes, inventory registers, agreements, orders, original purchase invoice, copy of bank statement, various agreements or contracts, or any other document on the basis of which preliminary entries are passed in the books of account, have missed reporting in various cases. As the guidance note refer to such supporting evidence or relevant documents is also required to be made under subclause 11C. Now, let us understand what the guidance note on tax audit under section 44 AB guide us in respect of reporting under clause 11 of form number 3CD. The CBDT under Rule 6F has prescribed the books of accounts and other documents to be kept and maintained by a person carrying on certain professions specified in subsection 1 of section 44 AA. As such, every person carrying on legal, medical, engineering or architectural profession or the profession of accountancy or technical consultancy or interior decoration or authorized representative or film artist and whose total gross receipts exceed 1,50,000 rupees in all the 3 years immediately preceding the previous year, or where the profession has been newly set up in the previous year, his total gross receipts in the profession for that year are likely to exceed the said amount, he is required to maintain certain books of accounts as per Rule 6F, read with Section 44 AA subsection 1. What are those prescribed books of accounts? Cash book, that is point number 1. Point number 2 is journal. If the accounts are maintained according to mercantile system of accounting, and third point is ledger. So these three sets of books are required to be maintained. In the case of a person for whom the books of accounts have been prescribed under Rule 6F, the list of books so prescribed have to be stated in clause 11A. Sometimes the assessee may carry on multiple activities. Books of account might have been prescribed for one of the activities. In that case, mention may be made of the activity for which the books have been prescribed. The tax auditor has to obtain from the assessee a complete list of books of accounts and other documents maintained by him, both financial and non-financial records, and make appropriate marks of identification to ensure the identification of the books and records produced before him for audit. The list of books of accounts maintained by the assessee should be given in clause 11B of form number 3CD. In a case where books of accounts are maintained and generated through computer system, the auditor should obtain from the assessee the details of address of the place where the server is located, or the principal place of business or head office or registered office by whatever name called, and mention the same accordingly in clause 11B. Books of accounts examined would constitute the books of original entry and the books of account. In addition to the books of accounts examined, the auditor is required to mention the nature of relevant documents examined also. Since the assessee is required to maintain evidence such as bills, voucher, receipts, debit notes, credit notes, inventory register, agreements, orders, etc., the auditor generally examines these documents while conducting the audit. The underlying documents would differ from assessees to assessee depending on the nature of activity carried on by the assessee. Reference to such supporting evidence or relevant documents is also required to be made under this clause. The auditor is required to examine not only the books of accounts, but also other relevant documents directly related to transactions reflected in the books of accounts, like original purchase invoice, copy of bank statements, bills, vouchers, various agreements or contracts, or any other documents on the basis of which preliminary entries are passed in the books of accounts. Now, what is the suggestion made by Taxation Audits Quality Review Board? It is suggested that the aforesaid mentioned observations, as well as the requirements of the guidance note on tax audit under section 44AB of the Income Tax Act 1961 should be kept in mind while reporting under this clause. Thanks for watching. See you next time.